Now back to the program on tapdetroit.com.
Well, how about that, Mike?
It's happened.
It has.
So we were saying at the beginning of the show, by the way, people at mypodcast.com, facebook.com/the program, that we come across a lot of news stories here on the show.
Yeah, man.
And I would imagine that a lot of people we talk to, if they heard the show, they may not be none too pleased with us. And last Friday, Olin, you got a very interesting email.
I did.
Please share with us.
I had to call you after. I got an email from Lauren, and we found the real way to say the name.
Urasek.
Yes.
The most popular woman on OKCupid.
We talked about this on Monday.
Right, with Kyle.
Monday's program, yeah.
Which, look, this... Do you always feel like you're cleaning up after Kyle?
Yes.
He comes on, he talks so much trash about people.
And then he just makes a mess and leaves.
And we're left holding the bag.
So Lauren sent me this email that says, I would have happily come on your show to pronounce my last name correctly. And I got this, and I was looking at it like, this name's familiar. So I called you, and I'm like, Mike, Lauren.
Right.
Is this ringing any bells with you?
Most popular woman on OKCupid.
Yeah, man. And so then I'm like, all right, we'll email it back. We'll set this up. And then she agreed to come on the show.
And here we are.
She is.
Lauren Urasek, not Urasek, yeah. Kyle, the most popular woman on OKCupid. And we understand that you're not too happy with us.
Oh, it's fine. I can handle it.
Oh, good.
There's been worse said about me.
Oh, really? Really? Like what?
Haters gonna hate, right?
Well, I'd like to hear what worse has been said about you.
I don't know. I guess I've just gotten a lot of shit for, like, why am I the most popular and, whatever. But you're never going to please everyone.
Right.
So.
I guess that's what happens. I mean, all of a sudden you go from being obscure to you're an internet celebrity now, and you're sort of not a person anymore, right? I mean, that's kind of what we ran into. You're like, oh, who's this chick, the most popular chick on OKCupid? Do you know how you became the most popular woman on OKCupid? Did it just happen?
No, so you guys said you saw the Buzzfeed article, right?
Right.
So I was actually in New York Magazine in January, so they actually ran like a whole printed article and everything, and then Buzzfeed just picked it up last week. So.
Well, Buzzfeed has dumbed us down, so if it's not in list form, we don't read it.
Yeah, I typically only go on Buzzfeed for all the animal pictures anymore.
All the gifts.
Yeah, so no, they basically just chose it on the amount of messages that I received.
Right. But you didn't know that you were the most popular woman on OKCupid until New York Magazine actually contacted you, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what were your... I mean, that had to be kind of a shock.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of weird, but... And now I can't really use any online dating sites. So, right. But there's other good that's come out of it. So,
yeah. Has that made it tough now?
I mean, it was never I was never on OkCupid constantly being this is the only way I meet people. It just happened to be that when you're pointed out for one thing, that's what people think of you as. So.
Well, and I guess maybe we could teach everyone a lesson on how to get the most popular woman on OKCupid to message you first.
Call me Lauren Urans.
Now, Lauren, I'm really curious. How did you find us? Because I mean, we do.
Yeah, we're obscure almost.
I mean, we have a couple hundred listeners tops.
So I'm actually in the process of. Hopefully working on a book from my blog from all the ridiculous messages. Mm-hmm. And I was on a little adventure to find everywhere on the internet that I've been mentioned. So you guys came up.
Wow. And so we must have been the worst of the... I mean, what about us stood out amongst everything that you just decided that you needed to give us a piece of your mind?
I just like to confront people because half the time they... back up the shit they say and,
right,
whatever.
Yeah.
You guys seem cool.
What's that? Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, I mean, how did you get picked up by Buzzfeed? Because whenever I read a Buzzfeed article, I always feel like it's a commercial in disguise. I mean, do you work with an agency or did they approach you? Because we're trying to figure out how to get on Buzzfeed too, so that we can read nasty Google alerts about ourselves.
No, BuzzFeed actually, I mean, I know a lot of people that work there, and they literally just pull stuff off the internet. So whatever they think is, I don't know, entertaining. So I wrote an article for another website called ExoJane, and they pulled it off of there. But yeah, nobody like, I mean, as far as I know, nobody can really like say, I want to be on BuzzFeed, and they get put on there. People just, people who work there find it.
So you actually know people who work at BuzzFeed? Are they always like, hey, Lauren, come over and try this pizza. It'll change your life. It's everything.
I mean, they're like acquaintances. I mean, I know, they're in New York City. Tons of these startups and like, companies like BuzzFeed are in New York. So
right. Well, were we at least the first people to call you Urasek, or is that like an old nickname?
Yeah, no. So I probably haven't been called that since elementary school.
Leave it up to us.
Yeah.
Well, that was Kyle.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
It's okay. Someone else said. I'm trying to think of like some good ones. I've been called Urasek of balls before, so that was a funny one.
Yeah, I don't think that rolls off the tongue like Urasek.
Yeah, was that in retort for something?
No, I mean, this is just what people do when they can't think of anything else to say about you.
Right.
Trolls.
Well, I should be more sensitive because growing up, and this is like Barbara Walters' special. I'm going to start weeping here. My sisters would call me Dykel Michael, the scary fairy. And for my 10th birthday, they're singing Happy Birthday, and my 8-year-old brother went, Happy Birthday, dear Dyke. So I should be more sensitive to
it's
people.
Fine. I can handle it. It's really okay.
So I have to imagine that, the BuzzFeed article was about the creepier messages that you got back when you were obscure. I'm sure this raisin profile has made things about 10 times worse.
I mean, as far as on OKCupid, I really only receive messages anymore that are like, I saw you on this article or whatever. Right. I just kind of keep it just for like in hopes that maybe once a week or once every few weeks I'll get some entertaining message. But I've actually switched to Tinder, and you guys know what Tinder is, I'm assuming?
No. Well,
I'm not sure, no.
I'm an old engaged man, so I've been out of the game for a while.
So it's an app. You literally just download it on your phone, and it's nothing about the person besides their picture. And I never took it seriously, and I still don't take it seriously, but it's the best way to get the creepiest messages. So
Wait.
I've really just been... Go ahead.
Has anything of beaten my dick as hard with Satan's rage for your face yet? I think that's the winner so
the
far.
Best.
I got. Let me pull up one that I just posted. It was pretty good.
And where are you posting these? Go ahead and give your Tumblr a plug.
It's they really said this.tumblr.com. And that was the other funny thing. When you mentioned me before, you said they really said that.
Oh, did I mess it up?
And then you guys got mad at each other for plugging my Tumblr when you didn't even say it right in the first place.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, there's no entrance exam to be a podcaster.
Yeah, this is just kind of something...
Well, it's got to be It's got to be exhausting for you, though, trying to keep up. I mean, do you even try to keep up? When was the last time you actually met somebody off one of these dating sites, whether it be OKCupid or Tinder?
Probably like a month ago or so, but it's not really. I'm like, honestly, after all this has happened, I've been getting so many opportunities, and I'm pretty busy. So dating was never like a priority in the first place.
Right.
It's just now what I'm kind of known for. Here, I got a good message that I got like a couple days ago.
Let's hear it.
Hey, I have a question if you don't mind me asking. Do you swallow?
Direct.
That was it.
Wow. I don't know.
Straight to the point.
See, I would think that you would get that a lot.
Yeah, I do get that a lot, but the fact that like it's so common is a little disturbing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, there's a subreddit called Creepy PMs, and I cannot believe I cannot believe it's almost like there's a social ineptness out there. It's like two sides of the spectrum. On one side of the spectrum, there's the guys who don't want to be creeps, and they're too timid that they don't even approach a woman. And then you have another group of guys who are way more comfortable than they should, and they skip forward a bunch of dates and just start asking you the personal questions.
Yeah, that's totally accurate. Especially in New York. There's so many dudes that are either... Yeah, they won't even approach. Like, I rarely get approached in person. I mean, same with, like, tons of my friends. People are, like, socially awkward or scared of being weirdos.
Yeah, I read that in your XOGN article. That's really weird because I know that Brooklyn, it's a hipster mecca. And, I watch Girls on HBO, so I know what's going on. But when I think of Brooklyn, I still think of Tony Maselli. Like, hey, baby, how you doing? I guess those guys have all moved out.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, you might think I am in the whole hipster crowd, but I'm not really. I mean, there's tons of dudes that, just wear their skinny jeans and are super, just worried about everything about themselves and can't even hold a conversation. But yeah, I mean, there's normal guys too. It's just hard to find in the city. Everyone's so concerned with themselves. So.
Good. I think I cut you off.
What's the craziest place somebody took you?
Craziest place?
Yeah, you sent some messages back and forth on OKCupid. Things seem to be going good.
Right. Meet me at the dump.
Yeah.
I went on this date one time, probably a year ago. This guy took me to, I don't even know what it was. It was a restaurant, but it was also kind of some theatrical show where the waiters pretended to be ninjas.
So it's like a medieval times, I guess.
And what?
He took you to some sort of a medieval times.
I don't know. You were just at your table and it was normal, but the waiter would, instead of just giving you your food, he would do some crazy trick and then try to I don't know. It was really weird.
Was that awkward socially?
Yeah, it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I left pretty quick.
Right. So it was the first and only date.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, most of them are first and only dates.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine. Even for us normal people who don't have as much success. So, what as the most popular woman on OKCupid and soon to be on Tinder, what's the best way to approach a woman online to at least get a response back?
I mean, honestly, it's not really about the way anybody that I have, I guess, talked to online or actually wound up meeting up with has only said something, normal is, hi, how are you, whatever,
right.
What's your name? But either way, even if I get an amazing message from somebody, but I'm not into them, I'm not going to respond. So it doesn't really matter necessarily what the message is, as long as it's not, on the extreme side,
right.
Then it's really dependent on who the person is.
So, if I don't know, if they look attractive, all they kind of have to do is not blow it, pretty much.
I mean, you have to have some things in common,
right? Well, I think men and women, they go about online dating similarly to a point. I think that whether you're a man or you're a woman, you're not going to talk to someone unless you find them attractive. So I think that what men
also
go ahead.
I was going to say, I've had, really attractive guys message me, but they're idiots, so
right.
I'm not going to respond.
Right. I think what guys do is, most of the time it's the guys who make the approach, right? So we're just scrolling, we look for a pretty face, and we see the pretty face, and we click on the profile, and we look for an icebreaker, right? And I think online we're more shallow. I could click on a girl's profile, and she has 10 pictures. 9 of them are great. There's one that's not that good. And you're like, oh, she's ugly. These are all bad photos. This is fake. But yes,
fake profile.
Right. But
Yeah.
but if we decide to pursue it, we'll look for an an icebreaker where a woman, they'll look at the picture and then they'll go on the profile and look for a deal breaker. Like, oh, this guy's eating his ice cream with a fork. What is he, a serial killer?
I guess that's somewhat true.
Yeah. Well, hey.
I've actually I've had more success with people that I've messaged first. So,
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. I mean, I think that if you're a woman on an online dating site, you could pretty much have your pick.
Definitely at an advantage, I think.
Right. Especially, especially if you're an attractive woman. Hey, Lauren, real quick before we let you go, there's an experiment I wanted to try. Do you have access to Facebook right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to go to facebook.com/the program, look at our profile picture, and
Oh, no.
and give us your first impressions as if you're coming across us on an online dating site. You could say the guy with the glasses.
Facebook.com/the program.
The program. TheProgrim. We misspelled it on purpose so people remember it. And I've just heard so many old people say program on NPR. I decided to make it our own.
So what do you want me to judge right now?
The profile picture. There should be a picture of a man starling in a hood and a chubby young Drew Carey with glasses.
Or do we have the drinking game up there?
Like if I was interested in either of you romantically, is that what I'm saying right now?
No, but the guy in the hood, which I guess that's not fair to you,
I
Olin.
think the guy in the hood, I would want to see more pictures because he could be attractive, but I'm not sure.
Mysterious.
Facebook.com/Olin Ezra.
See, you've got the dangerous, mysterious stranger thing going on.
It's the
there,
hood.
Olin.
You look like Drew Carey,
on
man.
The last podcast, you guys just said I was okay, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
Well, you know us guys. We got to play it cool. We were negging you. I watched too much Mystery on VH1. I'm sorry.
And then, your eyes. Who's in the glasses?
That's
Who's
me.
that,
That's Mike. Yeah.
Mike, you need a picture with your eyes open.
I know.
Your eyes are closed.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, I hate getting my picture taken, so I put the glasses on, so I'd have to do less with my face. Because so Olin, I think you would get a message back, and because you've got the dangerous mystery thing going on. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for being on with us. You're such a good sport, and
you really were.
You know what? When we see Kyle, we'll make him keep looking for your.
Well, this is what I'm going to say, Mike.
What?
You know, Kyle, that time you came on the show, it started ragging pretty hard on the most popular chick on OKCupid. Well, she called us on Tuesday or on Wednesday, but you missed it. Right. Bummer, bro.
And she's gonna sue us. So we'll make him tape an apology and we'll send it to you. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for coming on. Good luck with your book. When's that supposed to be out?
What did you say?
Oh, I thought you said you're working on a book.
Yeah, I mean, probably not for a while. Probably 6 months plus. But I'll let you guys know.
Well, if you're looking to promote it to a few hundred people, feel free to shoot us a message.
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Lauren.
Lauren Urasek, the most popular woman on OKCupid.com. And let me just make sure that I have her. She was good. See,
she was good.
She called us out on all of our crap.
She was good.
They really said this.tumblr.com. Let's take a quick break. We went late, but so many questions. It's not often, Olin, that you have a woman that allows you to ask all the mysteries of the opposite sex.
Yeah, online dating 101 thanks to Lauren and Mike.
On the program, tapdetroit.com.